Hey guys. Well, um, I just wanted to make this video, um, to give everyone a look inside the mind of a cutter. People make jokes about it, and it's really offensive to somebody who has actually gone through something like that. I cut for 4 or 5 years of my life, and every time I got closer to getting better, I would relapse and I would do it again. But I can happily say that I haven't cut myself since, I'm gonna say, August of 2010. I haven't cut myself since then, and I'm very proud of myself. I think about it all the time. Whenever I'm sad, I do think about it, and it is common. But if you've ever cut like me, you have to understand why. Everyone asks, why would you do something like that to yourself? And I'm not going to go into all those technical terms about endorphins and all that. When you cut, you're either cutting to feel pain or you're either cutting because you want to die. And sadly for me, it was both. Because I had so much emotional pain and suffering. My parents got divorced when I was in the 8th grade. I was made fun of because I was overweight, and it was heartbreaking for me. It was heartbreaking to keep it a secret that I was self-mutilating myself. And it was hard. It was hard to live my life without cutting for the longest time. In the 8th grade and my freshman year was when I cut the most. And when you think about why somebody would want to do that, it's because it makes you feel alive. Because when you feel dead constantly and you're never happy, it's the only thing that makes you know that you're still alive. I cut because I felt so much pain, and feeling physical pain felt so much better than feeling emotional pain. And cutting is not a joke. It's not something that you talk about and you joke about doing to yourself. It is a serious matter. And it's sad when I hear people say they're going to do it and then they never do. Because when you cut, it means part of you is missing. I felt lost inside myself. I felt like I had no one, that I was all alone. And every time I got sad, I looked to the razor, or I looked to the knife, or I looked to anything sharp that I could cut my wrists with to make myself feel better. And it numbed my pain, my emotional pain, for about 3 minutes. And that was enough for me, because when you have so much pain, just a break from it feels so good to have, because you feel like you can't get away from it. Recently, in the past year, I was diagnosed with severe clinical depression, and my mom didn't want to admit that I had a problem, even though I did. And it's hard for a parent to understand that their child has a cutting disorder, or that they do want to die, or that they're severely depressed. And when I cut myself, I did it because I wanted to feel alive, because I wanted to rid myself of every single emotional pain that I had. And it didn't work. It just never worked for me. Because cutting doesn't take away your pain. It numbs it for a few minutes. And I don't promote cutting at all. Because I feel stupid for doing it myself for as long as I did. And I almost killed myself 3 times. And it hurts knowing that I could have hurt my mom, my dad, all my friends, because now I know that they care about me and they don't want me to go anywhere. But back then I was being selfish and I only thought about myself because I didn't think anybody cared about me at all, because that's how everybody made me feel. And when you cut, it feels good. And I know it's sick to say, but it feels good to somebody who does cut. It feels like when you break your skin and you bleed all your pain out. That's how it feels, that you're bleeding all your pain out because you can't get it out any other way. And all these suicides that have happened, all these kids that are killing themselves, it breaks my heart because I could have been one of them. And I know that if it wasn't for fate or God or whatever, I wouldn't be here. But I'm meant to be here for a reason. And now that I'm past all my cutting, I want to teach other people. But suicide isn't a joke. Cutting isn't a joke. It's a serious problem. And I want people to know that this is the mind inside of a cutter. And this is a cutter telling you that if you've ever cut yourself, you need to get help. Because if you don't, you'll live years and years with no satisfaction. It took me 4 years to get better. And I'm proud of myself where I am now. But hope is real. There is hope for you. There's hope for everyone who wants to kill themselves. There's hope for every single person in this world who feels like life isn't meaningful. It is. Life is a beautiful thing. And I'm so happy for my life. And I can't take those 4 years back where I didn't want to live at all. But I love my life. And I love every single part of it. And I never, ever want to go back to where I was. And I hope that whoever watches this is inspired by me, is inspired by what I'm saying. And even if you don't know me, I'm there. Because I've been in your shoes. I know how it feels. And my scars remind me every day that what happened to me was real. And I have to be reminded every day. And I want all of you to know that love is the movement. There is hope. So, I hope this video inspired you guys. And thank you for listening if you sat through this whole video. I love you guys.